Good morning, good afternoon. Greetings from Joplin Mo. Let's see here. It's good. We're actually getting a little rain right now. Not too bad. Little storm thing going on. That's nice. And so I hope all of you are having a great day. I need to get a haircut and a beard trim, don't I? Maybe I'll do that after today's thing. This is a little long. Went out this morning, did the edge of one of the fences owned by the neighbors. He decided he's replacing it. So he goes, "I'll be out there at 6. Is that too early?" I said, "No, go ahead." So he started doing it. I just went and I mowed most of my yard till I got close to there. Got to get some fish stuff done today. Had a sort of a fish room conundrum kick up. Something that I have never had happen before. And so I hope that you appreciate it very, very much. I had the brine shrimp hatchery break. It just broke. And I believe I have another one somewhere. I have to look and find it. It was last night. I was emptying out and yeah, gone, dead. So it's so I'm gonna be until I believe I have this in another room, but here's how it broke. It was impossible to fix. It was the little deal that held the air hose at the bottom of the thing. And I have the cheap plastic one that I've gotten like 4 years of service from. Actually, longer than that. I think I got in 2018. So this is 5 years of service, but still crazy. Absolutely crazy. Salute. I'm drinking Diet Dr. Pepper, which is nice. And enjoying that very much. This is the time of year generally you go outside if you're going out and spending time on the water. It's because it's gonna be 95 degrees here today. 95. That incredible? So there you go. But right now it is, let me ask, just because I think you'd appreciate it.
Right now, it's 81 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's 81 now.
Expect a high of 95 degrees.
Yep, heading to 95. Yeah, strong. Strong indeed. So I hope you're doing well. Next weekend, I'll be doing my live stream at an unusual time, primarily because I am going to I'm going to do some. I'm going to stop by a couple of fish stores. But on Saturday, I'm going to Bentonville. I'm going to do a couple of fish store visits. So there you go. The man who started his own line of clothing called Bigfoot Lives, Peter Thiel. Who doesn't love Bigfoot? Who doesn't? So greetings to all. Yeah. So Russia is apparently we have some sort of a civil war going on in Russia where Putin's like henchmen are now trying to take Putin out. Kind of fascinating. I don't consider myself a foreign policy expert. Hell, I'm barely an expert at living my life. But here we are, civil war in Russia, and I think this all has to do with uh yeah, this I think all has to do with the Ukraine not going smoothly, troops upset, oligarchs upset. So there you go. Yeah, it really will. Or maybe it'll be easier, because it was now they add this or like you know, take a train somewhere and or walk across the border into Latvia, Estonia, or Lithuania, and take a ship to Western Europe or get on a plane that goes over the top of the earth to avoid the Ukraine. Yeah, so good times. Good times. So, greetings to all, and to all a good day. I have been, yeah, just mowed the lawn, did some stuff, done some stuff around the house, went for a 1 hour walk with the dog. It's went to one of the hiking trails, went and did that, and yeah, so that's kind of nice. Kind of nice all the way around. My dog Maggie, who is in her kennel sleeping, she had a big birthday yesterday. She is turned 2 years old, and yeah, it's yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Gotta get fish stuff done. Gotta get that. So, Doug, I don't have the fancy brine shrimp thing. I don't know if you were here when I brought up but one of my brine shrimp hatcheries broke yesterday. The little stem at the bottom broke off. 5 years old, so I guess time to get another one, but still. I couldn't even tell you how long it's been. Mm. Trying to see if we're getting rain or not. Kind of nice. Hey, Scotty Aquati, how are you? Birthday girl's good. Yesterday afternoon, we went for a nice walk. Today, we went out for a big 1 hour walk, pretty much. No, this thing was broke. This is one of the cheap plastic ones, Doug, and the little nozzle broke at the base of it. It's shot, so I just have to get another one. Another cheap one. It's not like I had a real nice one. I had the cheap. I thought I have another one somewhere, so I have to look through some tubs. Just haven't had a chance to do that today. And I usually do my brine shrimp feeding is the last meal of the day for the fish. I do it, Fish Fam Link, how are you? I do it right at the end of the day. And so, I let the fish consume the live baby sea monkeys. Then I turn off the thing. Then I turn off the uh I turn off the lights, and there you go. But that's how I feed them. So I'm like looking right now. Let me go to the Amazon and let's see here. Brine shrimp hatchery kit. Let's see here. I'm sort of looking at the deal. The cheap one I get is I see one for 15 bucks, which is about $2 worth of stuff. So I don't know. We'll figure that out. I'm may have to move up to a different type. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So it's yeah, good times. I'm looking at Amazon. I usually like doing Amazon because I can get it delivered at a fair space. And brine shrimp hatchery. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, and then I have the San Francisco Bay brand hatchery kit. Let's see, on eBay, they're selling them for $22 plus ship. Does it include free shipping? Free shipping, or Amazon for 15. Huh. Wonder which one I will do. So we'll figure that out and get that done. So what else is going on in your world, gang? Yeah, I'll tell you what, it will get in the way. That's like big money, everybody. I'm a humble man. Yeah, my new Lamborghini. It's either yeah, water changes are good. I gotta get that done too. I'm doing a wonderful uh I'm doing a wonderful staycation here in a couple of weeks. The week of the 17th, I'm off. The only thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to either St. Louis or Kansas City to see a baseball game. I haven't been to either of those stadiums. Last week I brought this up and somebody brought up, oh, yeah, you don't want to go to Kansas City. That's not that good of a stadium. I like going to baseball stadiums. And my later in the year vacation, I may go to the other one. So whichever one I do that week. I have a lot of it. I have vacation. My company doesn't do rollover vacation, but I was doing a staycation to, ironically enough, do stuff around the house, which never ends. For those of you who are not homeowners, here's the deal. It's the best thing you can do. It's the best investment in yourself and your long-term financial success is buying a home. That being said, it's a real pain in the butt. Because when you're a renter, you can just call the landlord to get something fixed. And so there you go. I just logged into the office and I'm trying to figure out what I was going to. Oh, I'm going to look at my vacations. I am going to go on a brief look at my vacation schedule and see how much time I really have left. It's I believe, because of what I had to roll over, I believe I have like at least I think 2 weeks and like 3-4 days left. And let's go to forums. Let's see if this is where this is it. No. So yeah, that's and so there you go. Okay. Vacation. Looks like I have 6 days left that I haven't put in for yet. 6 days in. So there you go. Haven't used a sick day yet. Probably won't. It last year I did because I had COVID, so hopefully I don't have to. Yeah, Doug, it's your vacation time is just is every day indeed. Now, Scotty Aquati, Fish Fam Link, whoever else is here, where do you guys live? Guys, gals live. Doug, is the going and seeing the Phillies, is that a nice stadium or is it just a piece of crap? I understand the Kansas City Royal Stadium isn't bad. Chiefs, the Cardinal Stadium supposedly is really nice. I haven't been to either, so I'm looking forward to it. You're in Connecticut, so you've been to have you been? Well, you could go to Boston. You could go to Yankee Stadium and the Mets Stadium, City Field. I have been to City Field and Yankee Stadium, the new ones. Both very nice places to watch a game. Fantastic stadium, Doug. Now, I will say this: I'm not a Yankees fan, but that Yankee Stadium is a freaking shrine to baseball. It is unbelievable. It is by far one of the nicest places to go see a game. It really is. It's an unbelievable stadium experience. Petrovan 1185. Whatever they're calling AT&T Park now, where the Giants play, that's a pretty nice baseball park to see. Where the Oakland A's play, it's an absolutely the horrific. Even if they were paying you well to play there, if you could get somewhere else, you would. That's an awful stadium. Yeah, I'll tell you what. If you do, those are now. I know people have gone on the on the thing. In fact, one of my buddies I used to work with, he and his son, it was an activity for him and his son. His son's like now 20. They hit their final stadium earlier this year. They essentially were for years knocking off 5, 6 a year, 5, 6 a year. And going and seeing some of these baseball parks are really nice to see. So next Saturday I won't be here, but I will be recording some wonderful visits to aquarium shops. And I'm going to do a little visit thing. I haven't done that in a while. So I'm going to go do a bunch of them down there. And so I'm going down. I have another errand to go do and go for their biggies. What's up? What is up? It's in fact, hold on a second here. One of my high school buddies lives right where I'm going to be. And so I'm looking forward to seeing him if that works out. And go out and do that. So I'm going to go visit a few fish stores. There's a bunch of them down there. It's it's Fayetteville, Arkansas, and yeah, it's a beautiful city. Yeah, World's underwater. That's pretty neat. And I have been there before. Aqua Pets is another kind of nice one. And I'm going to hit both of those when I'm down there and see if they'll let me do, a YouTube video for that. There's actually more fish stores in Springfield, and I need to do the same thing. I love going and seeing what these people do with their fish stores and with that stuff. I was going to go up this year. Now Maggie is not going to be having puppies anymore, and it's Maggie's not going to be having puppies anymore. So she's going to be spayed next month. So when that gets done, I'm going to go and, I was originally going to be in Minnesota for a few days because I could go drop her off and go see some friends and go hit some fish stores. But that ain't happening this year. So there you go. Yeah, so looking at my my brine shrimp hatchery choice, it's going to have to be from our good friends at Amazon. Been to Shea, the old Yankee Stadium, Busch Stadium, Camden Yards, Citizens Bank Park, Veteran Stadium as a kid, Connie Mack Stadium. I've not been to Camden Yards. I got to DC several times. And and it just never worked out. I really sort of wanted to take my nephews to Camden Yards. And but I understand that's great. I understand that Jake is fantastic as well. Jacobs Field is very nice. Hey, thank you very much, Fish Fam Link. Where's our buddy Melvin? We've been here for 20 minutes. Where's our buddy Melvin? I sort of need to get my beard trimmed. I was going to I may do great clips this afternoon and get this sucker trimmed up. and a haircut or stuff in the fish room. You see, it's all good. I swear to you, I have such little time. And I don't know if you guys have the same type of, between work, doing all the stuff I need to do, Maggie, fish. I sometimes have a real tough time keeping up with everything. So it's it's a real difficult deal. Yeah, Doug, that's how the new Yankee Stadium is that way. My problem with the new Yankee Stadium is the company I used to work for in New York when I worked there had 20th row behind home plate, unbelievable seats. If you were in the San Francisco ballpark or at at City Field or the old Turner Field where the Braves used to play, they've moved to a new stadium. Uh 20th row behind home plate, you feel like you feel like you could reach your hand out and touch the catcher. You're so close. Rita, how are you? And I have not heard. I was busy trying to see if we would hear from our friend Chewy, but I have not heard from him yet. Excellent. It's for my fish sales. I've been selling fish on the reg pretty good. I've gotten orders on both Get Gills and Aquabid. Obviously, this is I my Aquabid runs out tomorrow, the current offering, and I'll re-put it up, but it's going to be a 2-week deal because obviously I'm not shipping the week of 4th of July. I'll ship the week after that, yes. And so there you go. And again, I just always find it interesting. Doug and I've talked about this. Folks, when you buy fish online, you don't need to tell them just say to them, "Hey, thanks for the shipment. Got them. They're good." It's generally speaking, I'm guessing everything is good. But you know, well, I have this auction ending on Monday night, so Tuesday will be the last time, and so in Get Gills, I have a bunch of stuff up there, and yeah, bunch of good things going on there. I think, by the way, I'm going to update my logo. I think I have to go update my logo and get that going. I've sold a lot of stuff, by the way, through Get Gills, and I was just checking. Never had a review. I always give reviews, especially in the fish fan thing. I always give a big thumbs up. I always want to be supportive. Nice. Well, let's hope that they took their time on the rebuilding of I-95 to keep it open and keep it looking good. It's I've got a ship. Ironically enough, and I guess this shouldn't be a big surprise, most of the ship I have sent off are to the Northeast. But between like Boston and DC, I bet you if I go through and look at all my orders, I bet you it's 70%. And now realize this, that part of the world, you're in Boston or New York or someplace like that. A lot of people, fish is the only type of pet they can have. It's an easy thing to do. And basically from Boston through the DC area, a couple hundred miles in, you're dealing almost out of 1 out of 3 Americans lives in that area, which is unbelievable when you think about the big number of that. It's a huge amount of people in a very small space. Very small space all the way around. So when I bought my home, and now I'm very happy with my house. I really love my neighbors. The people on each side of me, I could not ask for better neighbors. Period. There's just no way to sit there and say, wow, uh, it's going through. People across the street, 2 or 3 are great. One of them I think is fine, doesn't cause any problems. I just don't know the guy. And I'll say hi to him. He like runs into his home. It's it's not like I'm menacing. I'm a portly bald guy, now with a beard and a cute dog. So yeah, that's it. Guy behind me is a jerk. Everybody else really good. Here's one of the things I found out about. And if you are looking to buy a home, you don't own one, I'm going to give you a tip. I'm in a relatively new subdivision, and there's a surprisingly large amount of rental properties. Well, that ain't that good. Hold on a second. I got to get talent. I got my headache's coming on. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Melvin. Yes. I do not have my credit card or debit card hooked up to my smart speaker, and I think that's a good deal. Not that I'm a big drinker, because I'm not, but I can see yourself impulse buying stuff after having a couple. That was delicious. It was strong. Muppet, how you doing? It's all good. By the way, and I have yet. I I'm glad I didn't have the money to do that sub thing to go to the bottom of the to go look at the Titanic. Holy capoly. Holy capoly. Yeah, going yeah. By the way, I'm not they call them extreme sports for a reason. And going out and doing this, uh, you go out and get on a privately made submarine, and you go down to look at the Titanic. There's a lot of risk. You climb Mount Everest. There's risk. Will Subway do a new sub special of tuna honoring of the sub? There you go. Or perhaps a very special for a limited time only. Lobster from the North Atlantic. Nice. Way to go, Muppet. But I'm going to tell you, you go out and you do, you go mountain climbing, base jumping, you jump out of a plane. I have a birthday coming up, and one of the things I've always wanted to do is jump out of a plane, in a parachute and go down. Well, my doctor tells me bad idea for me because I have a brain aneurysm. I have a repaired brain aneurysm. He said bad idea. Okay. I don't need to do it then. It's but you go out and you do an active activity. You go out and you jump at, you do any type of quote unquote extreme sport. It's not they call it extreme for a reason. They just do. And you just have to be, and there's still water. Hello. Oh, let me complete that. Sorry, I went from line to line. I'll get back to the subway here or the sub imploding in a moment. Yeah, so my subdivision it's relatively new. It's a 12-year-old subdivision, and there's about 80 homes, and there's 15 rentals. Well, the deal is that if I knew it had this many rentals, I may have kept in it. I may have bought the house anyways because I like the house and I like the area. It was convenient to work and all that stuff. The problem with rentals, and a large percentage of them in one place, is there's a lot of turnover in the neighborhood. And because you have a lot of turnover in the neighborhood, I've had people in the neighborhood who are in these rental properties, great people, really nice. I like them or like them. Then you have people that are not. For instance, I had some people at the end of the block who they couldn't keep their dogs in their yard to save their lives. They even had a fenced yard, and these dogs were rolling all over the place. And having a dog that I was was thinking about being bred, and that I was going to breed her. You don't want a random intact male running your neighborhood on and off. Even though my dog doesn't run the neighborhood, I have a fence. My dog, ironically enough, I'm able to keep her in the fence in the yard. It's just crazy. The Flash movie, I know you liked it, Doug. That your neighborhood, Doug, was great until you moved in. Oh, well, you know, you're a perfect neighbor. You keep to yourself. You have lots of fish. Life is good. The water here, by the way, uh, hold on, I'll see what the temp is. The sun's coming back out. We didn't get really get any rain at my house. There you go.
Right now, it's 83 degrees Fahrenheit.
Up to 83 again. I did drop my AC until 69 degrees. Well, the cloudy skies and that, because it's going to be 95 here this afternoon, just in a few hours. I hope we don't get that high, but it certainly looks that way to me. Certainly looks that way to me. And gonna take a look at the radar. Be nice if we got a little more rain here. At least the clouds would be strong. Yeah, the rain has moved off. We have a chance for some more rain later on tonight. We are in drought mode here. So any rain is good. Any rain is good. Yeah, so the deal extreme sports are that extreme. And a lot of people are really adrenaline junkies. You know, I'm about as much here's my level of adrenaline junkie stuff, even though I wanted to jump out of a plane. I'm as much of an adrenaline junkie as I would really, really enjoy. My level is, getting on a roller coaster. But there's a lot of people, they are into doing stuff that is real edgy and they love the adrenaline. And unfortunately, a lot of those people are folks that that end up having a bad ending to their thing, to their experience in life. And I feel, and this is not, I'm not trying to make nice. Um, I'm not trying to make light of what happened to those nice people. Is that uh, and the nice people are in a that went out and did that. Obviously, this is an awful deal. It should never have happened. That being said, you go out and you get involved with these things. Uh, you go out and you do those extreme things. Well, you're putting yourself in a piece of danger. And of course, you can be in danger anywhere. You could just driving to the store or going out to dinner. You all of a sudden could be T-boned by somebody who's a drunk driver driving ridiculously fast. And there's risk to everything that we do. But that being said, certain activities lower the amount of risk you're in. So there you go. A little helpful hint. Yeah, you see, sleeping on the left instead of the right. Yeah, it's a never-ending thing, Muppet. In the Southeast, if you're like in the Carolinas, Tennessee has a lot of this as well. Have you guys ever heard of kudzu? Kudzu. Kudzu is an invasive plant that has taken over the forest. You drive through areas of the Carolinas, and there's a forest there, and it's just vines all over it, killing the trees underneath. And it's a never-ending struggle. You would think that if it showed up, you think that there would be a movement to go and just chop down those vines by the states. But I think it's almost too much. And yeah, it's a never-ending deal. Never-ending deal all the way around. Yeah, it's a real deal. It's highly problematic. I enjoy I have my little hedge thing up front that I need to pay attention to. And I keep hoping, when I get my next girlfriend, she'll all of a sudden want to take on my hedge. Because I really don't want, I just, it's not high on my list, but I probably need to make it. Yeah, Muppet. That's the way it goes right now. It's it one of my neighbors, uh he wanted to put a fire pit in his backyard. It took him like a year to get somebody to come out and put in the everybody. They'd call, make an appointment with the company, no one shows. This guy and his wife would leave work, come home, because of course they wanted to be there during the day, and would no show. Yeah, it's a real deal. Thank you very much, Fish Fam Link. I appreciate it. And thank you guys for the thumbs up. It really helps. Yeah, it's I have here's what I can do. I can hang a picture. I can do very little. It sucks. These people are in business and they have a small business. You think they would be in love with any potential client, and they just aren't. And I don't know what the deal. I'll tell you what. When I went in, and I put some flooring in this room that I still haven't fixed. Put it my aquariums in, which I will. I promise. I have 27 years to. This album is paid off at some point. I got get to work on this. I went into a flooring store. I dropped in, and I was greeted by someone saying, "Do you have an appointment?" Freaky fish lady, how are you? Hi, freaks. Yep. No, Muppet is nuts. So I go into a flooring store. I'm ready to write a check for some flooring, or not check. Throw on my debit card, and so I just want to see what they have. Go out and do that. So I arrived. Do you have an appointment? No. Oh, someone will be right with you. The flooring, the type of flooring you're looking for is over there. Okay. I'm over there. And And so all of a sudden somebody comes in. Apparently, they had an appointment. I don't know why. You know, I mean, I was over there for like 5 minutes. I probably would have purchased the flooring within 5 minutes. That's how quick it was going to be. And no, they uh, it was just going on from there, and I just said, "All right, well, I'll see you later." And they didn't call me over saying, "Oh, excuse us, we're so sorry. Can we make an appointment?" No, no, no. So I went into another flooring store like 2 days later, and ironically, they had a nice person to help me. I bought the flooring. It was installed a week later. So there you go. It's like a win-win, a complete win-win. And Stillwater, you're right. AI and computers can't do repairs like plumbing, electrical, or construction yet. That's coming. It's coming really quick. And salt and pepper quarries, gold taser quarries, orange Venezuelan quarries. Hopefully, they start breeding soon. There you go. Yeah, it's quarries are great. I'm a big fan. Big fan all the way around. See what's going on in here right now. Hey, temperature wise, yeah, customer service died during COVID. There's something to be said for that. And and what happened with the COVID lockdowns? And by the way, I'm not trying to make this into an argument over COVID, but here's what happened: is that in my neck of the woods, this happened a lot. Um, Affordable childcare disappeared. So when people started going back to work, all of a sudden they cannot afford childcare, yeah, or they can't get into childcare. In my office, we've had two women in the last couple of years who've had babies. Both of these women could not find childcare. They had to turn it over. They had to get their kids set up with, an in-law or mom or whatever, which is great. But you don't want to push this on mom and grandma. You want a professional doing it. They couldn't find it. So all of a sudden, you may have a couple. They both have jobs, and let's say one of the jobs isn't great paying. Well, those people didn't go back to work because they're at home taking care of the kids. So if somebody's making, $15 an hour, well, it's cheaper to stay at home because childcare is so expensive. So that's what a lot of people did. And my area of Missouri and Kansas, not that different than anybody else. It's not that much different than anybody else's part of the country. So that is part of the deal. We have a real issue. Again, it's finding childcare. It's a huge and if somebody has a childcare business, I have a cousin of mine. She's killing it. She has a waiting list that's 6 months old. 6 months before some kid leaves, she has another kid there the next day. Correct, Coral Works. Exactly. And a lot of that you can give credit to the lockdowns around COVID. And that has changed, that's upset the apple cart on a lot of stuff. And I don't know what the answer is for it. I would tend to think the deal is, encouraging people to go into childcare. Vinoski Fish Kodo. Yeah, and different parts of the country they're doing subsidies around it. There was something I read just recently. The area I live in is called a childcare desert. And it's the economy's growing, people are moving in, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Really, really good. But it's a childcare desert. And there's still a lot of that around the country. So, it makes no sense whatsoever. Another thing that's going on for those of you who are paying attention, a lot of private schools were created during lockdown. Yeah, going fishing. You see, there you go. Fishing is strong. It depends where you are as well. Here, the lockdowns, some of the extreme stuff, some other areas of the country we didn't have, but we were shut down, for over a month when everything was said and done. We had businesses that did not reopen. No other things have opened up in their place, but yeah, that's where we're at. Just don't go fishing on a sub too soon. Exactly correct. That's a helpful hint. That's a helpful hint all the way around. And yeah. It's yeah, so my high school buddy, he's at his parents' wedding anniversary in Minnesota, and I called him yesterday and went straight to voicemail. He was on a plane. Yeah, it's but the idea is that people who uh become insanely rich, especially if they've built things themselves, they tend to be a little more risky in their activities. It is, well, I'll tell you what, Stillwater, Doug Gray can attest to this, is that there used to be a lot of great places to get fish for guppies to ship over from Asia and stuff like that. That's over with. They're no longer, a lot of these people just disappeared during COVID. And that's not in the United States. That's in Thailand. That's in Indonesia. There's a real reset of the entire world. You want one of those slingshot spear gun things because they seem kind of cool? Well, I'll tell you what, Coral works. There are certain fish that are invasive species. Northern snakehead, certain types of carp. It's and if you catch them, you don't want them living, and you don't want to put them back in the water. You want to sadly kill them because they're destroying our native fishes. Also, spearfishing is a tradition for many of our indigenous communities, just depending which ones you're talking about. So there you go. It's it yeah, it's and again, it's just our well, there's a lot of people here who do noodling. Oklahoma is big for noodling, and that's where they dive underwater and by hand catch a giant catfish. Giant catfish. Jaws messed you up as a kid. Sharks are, you know, again, when you go into any animal's environment, the water, hey, hiking, there are people who get attacked by mountain lions, grizzly bears. There have been several videos of people getting too close to buffalo at Yellowstone and getting attacked. You got to understand, you're walking into their environment. It's a natural environment. There's predators. And if you're in a place where they think you're prey, not so good. It is what it is. It's how nature works. And it's a sad thing, perhaps, but that's how it works. That is how it works all the way around. Gotta see what my online check-in is. I may go get my hair cut here. I'm trying to figure that out. No, heck, one near me has 0 minutes for check-in. 0 minutes. Boy, that exactly correct. Exactly, Rita. Yeah, well, that's part of the deal, and sadly, you can't meet a 0 minute wait. No, you can't. All right, gang. Thank you so much. We will see you in 2 weeks, but next week I will do some drop-in live streams. It just won't be on Saturday, next Saturday. So thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you.